Good morning, students. Today, myself Supriya H. Putte, Assistant Professor, Government First Grade College, Davangere. Today, we discuss about some results which are related to normal subgroups. Product of any two normal subgroup of a group is a subgroup of group. I consider H and K be any two normal subgroup of group G. Then their product H into K is equal to, this set is of the form, it contains those elements in the form of H1, K1 such that H1 belongs to H and K1 belongs to K. Since they have given both are normal subgroups, basically they are subgroups. Subgroups means identity elements are in those sets. E belongs to H and E belongs to K. I consider two elements from H and an element from H and an element from K. Their product E into E is equal to, that product is belongs to HK, right? That is E belongs to HK. That is H into K is a non-empty set. A non-empty set is said to be a subgroup if consider two elements X and Y belongs to that non-empty set HK, be any arbitrary points. X into Y inverse belongs to HK, then we call this set is subgroup of group G, right? Okay. I consider X and Y belongs to HK, the product set. Then X is in the form of HK, right? H1, K1. I consider H1, K1 and Y as H2, K2, where H1 and H2 belongs to capital H and K1 and K2 belongs to capital K, right? Consider XY inverse, that is equal to X as H1, K1 of Y as H2, K2 whole inverse. H1, K1 of K2 inverse into H2 inverse, we can write like this, XY whole inverse is equal to Y inverse into X inverse. In the same way, K2 inverse into H2 inverse. I group the terms H1 of K1 into K2 inverse into H2 inverse. H1, I multiply H2 inverse into H2. Here in between, there is no changes for this one because H2 inverse into H2 means we have got the identity element. It doesn't change this one. Therefore, H1 of H2 inverse into H2 of K1 into K2 inverse into H2. Again, I group the term. Look here. This H1 into H2 inverse. I group the terms. H1 into H2 inverse and the remaining term. H2, K1 into K2 inverse of H2 inverse. These are the elements of H and these are the elements of K. I call this element as small h and call this element as K, where H is equal to H1, H2 inverse and K, small k is equal to H2 of K1 into K2 inverse into H2 inverse. Why? Because look here, H1 and H2 are belongs to H. We know that. If it is a subgroup, then H1 into H2 inverse is also belongs to H. Then H1 into H2 inverse is belongs to H, means it's a of the form some element H term. I consider that element as H. Again, this element belongs to H. This element is called as H and it belongs to H, capital H. Consider this one. H2 is belongs to H. We know this. H2, this element is belongs to capital H. Obviously, this is belongs to G because H is a subset of G. And K1 into K2 inverse is belongs to K. Because K is a normal subgroup, by the subgroup property, K1 and K2 belongs to K means K1 into K2 inverse is also belongs to K. Next, here some H2 belongs to G, K1 into K2 inverse belongs to K, an element from K. H2 of K1 into K2 inverse of H2 inverse belongs to K. K is a normal subgroup means it's like a G inverse. The elements from G, these are the two elements from G and this is an element from K. Right, this is the normal. I call this K element, K set of K element as small k, where K is equal to H2 of K1 into K2 inverse of H2 inverse. So therefore, XY inverse, this XY inverse is equal to what we call this H into K. And those are the elements. H belongs to where? Capital H. And this small k belongs to where? This capital K. So, XY inverse belongs to HK. That is nothing but HK is a subgroup of G. Right? Next. Let H be a subgroup and K be a normal subgroup of group G, then H intersection K is normal in H. Okay. First consider H is a subgroup and K is a subgroup. Normal subgroup, basically it is a subgroup. H and K are subgroup means intersection is also a subgroup. We know this one. Further, H intersection is subset of H. Obviously, it is a subset because H intersection K is the set which containing those elements which are in H and also K, both these sets. So obviously, it is a subset of H. We have taken the elements from H also, right? So therefore, H intersection K is a subgroup of H because H intersection K is a subgroup of G means H is subset of G. That is H intersection K is subgroup of H. Next, it is a subgroup. Next, I proved this one. This H intersection K is a normal subgroup. Consider, let G belongs to H, an element from H, and H belongs to H intersection K, be any arbitrary point. Here, small h we have taken from H intersection K because only H intersection K is a subset of H means the elements of H. It's just an H. Small h be any two arbitrary elements. G belongs to H. H belongs to H intersection means it's in H also and B, K also. It's in H and also K, right? I consider the first term. G belongs to H and H belongs to H means H is the normal subgroup. Therefore, H G inverse belongs to H. And next I consider G belongs to H and the remaining H belongs to K, right? GH G inverse belongs to K because K is a normal subgroup they have given. So these are the elements of G, basically from G, right? G, H, G inverse. H is belongs to K. G, G inverse belongs to capital K. Okay. So, I consider under G, H, G inverse belongs to K. Now, the remaining term, we have to prove G, H, G inverse belongs to H also. Then we can conclude that G, H, G inverse belongs to H intersection K. G, H, G inverse belongs to H intersection K means H intersection K is normal. So look here further from this one H inverse belongs to H. I write here further H inverse belongs to H as H is a subgroup. Then G inverse also belongs to H because only reason is G is we have taken from the capital the set capital H. HG inverse belongs to capital H and G belongs to H means obviously G inverse belongs to H. This is a subgroup, right? So this is GH inverse belongs to H. So what we have from 1 and 2, GH inverse belongs to H, GH inverse belongs to K and GH inverse belongs to H means GH inverse belongs to H intersection K. For all G belongs to H. For all what we have taken G belongs to H and H belongs to H intersection K. Right? Hence H intersection K is normal in H. Next. If N is a normal subgroup of G and H is any subgroup of G, prove that NH is subgroup of G. NH, I consider first set NH. It is a product of the elements from N and elements from H, that is NH, such that N belongs to N and H belongs to H. First, I prove it's a non-empty. N is a normal means normal subgroup, obviously the identity elements in N. And in H, identity element in H because it's subgroup. So their product E into E, again E we have got, obviously it's in N into H. NH is a non-empty. Next I prove this is just a subgroup we have to prove. NH is subgroup. Subgroup means X and Y are, if you take a X and Y from this set, XY inverse is also belongs to this set. So next consider. I consider two elements from NH and I prove XY inverse belongs to NH. Right? If I consider X in NH means it's of the form, say simply N1 into H1 and Y as N2 into H2. Right? N1 and N2 are capital N and H1 and H2 are capital H. Right? So we have to show that XY inverse is equal to X means N1 H1, Y means N2 H2 whole inverse. It belongs to NH. Right? I consider this term. Look here. This term I consider. We have to prove this belongs to NH. XY inverse is equal to N1 H1 of N2 H2 whole inverse. N1 H1, we can write this one as H2 inverse into N2 inverse. I group these two terms, H1 into H2 inverse, grouping this term. These are the elements of H. H1 belongs to H and H2 belongs to H. H1 into H2 inverse belongs to capital H because it's a subgroup, and this element, this element of elements of H, I call this one as H3. I put here N1 H3 into N2 inverse. Next, I multiplied here, look here, H3 inverse into H3. There is no change for this one because this is the inverse of this. Multiplying these, we have got the identity element and values doesn't change. Again, I grouping the term N1 of H3 into N2 inverse into H3 inverse of H3. Next, look here, these are the elements of H, obviously. These are the elements of H, means it's coming from G. These are the elements of G. G, this is elements of N. G, N, G inverse, like this is element of N. Because N is a normal, means this element is in N. I call this one as N3. Okay, look here, I write here. Since N is a normal in G, the element H3 into N2 inverse, H3 whole inverse belongs to capital N. Obviously, it belongs to capital N. And I call this one as N3. Then xy inverse is equal to N1 into N3 into H3 we can write. And N1 into N3 is an element of N. Obviously, N1 into N3 is an element of N4. I call this one as N4. Okay, N4 into H3. This is the element of N. This is the element of H. N into H. XY inverse belongs to NH. This is nothing but NH is a subgroup of G. Is a subgroup of G. Right? Next, a center Z of a group G is normal subgroup of G. A center Z of a group G is normal subgroup of G. First, consider the center Z of a group G. What we say center Z of a group G means it's a set of all those elements of G which commutes with every element of G. Right? I write capital Z as small z. It's the elements of G such that it commutes with every element of G. Right? I consider an element of G, identity element. It commutes with every element. Obviously, E into A is equal to A into E. Right? We got the same result, right? So, commutes with every element means E belongs to Z. This element belongs to Z. So, therefore, Z is a non-empty set. Z is a non-empty set. That is, center Z is a non-empty set. And we have to prove this center Z is a normal subgroup of G. Next. Now consider for all x belongs to G, capital G, that implies xz x inverse is equal to xz x inverse. Look here, I write xz is equal to zx because xz is equal to zx, right? Because z is a normal, center. Therefore, commutes with zx into x inverse. I group the term z of z x into x inverse means x into x inverse. Okay, this is for only this one, right? X inverse. X into x inverse means E. Z into E means Z. That is, xz x inverse is an element of Z. Right? Again, Z we have got element of Z means it belongs to capital Z. That is, Z is a normal subgroup of G. Right? That is, center of Z of a group G is a normal subgroup of G. Okay. Thank you.